What's good, everybody? It's your girl Jakayla A, and I'm back with another video. Today I will be teaching y'all this technique that I just learned from a different YouTuber, but I just put a little bit of different spin on it. But it's a very helpful technique for if you want to make your own very long press-ons. I got this technique from Vanity Val, and so let's get into it. What we're using is the very short kind of oval shape coffin press-ons. They're very short, and I cut them into a short square. Then I'm using the XXL C curve tips by Zulay, but everybody's telling you can use any ones you want. And I'm fitting the Zulay tip, which is the C curve tip, to the short square that I just cut. I'm using KDS glue to bond them. So the C-curve tip is going to become our shape and our body of the nail, and the short square that we cut from that other tip is now our nail bed. So make sure that you find one that fits your nail bed before you glue them together. And you just want it to fit wall to wall or as close as possible. I was using that hurry up spray for the sake of the video so that it would dry quick. I'm using another same size 5 Zulay C curve tip because I wanted them longer. You can add however many you want to get however long you want. This is a true like extendo right here. So now you have a homemade extendo nail. I don't even know what else to call it. You want them to fit as close as you can sidewall to sidewall, but you can always use a straight nail clipper or a file to make sure that you file them if they're not perfectly sidewall to sidewall. But mine were pretty good, but I am cleaning up the bonding areas, like where you put the first tip to the second tip and the second tip to the third tip. I'm just going ahead and trying to make that a little bit more flush with an 80/80 grit file and trying to get that free edge a little bit more crispy. And there you go. You just made an XL tip. So I did a whole set of them. And these were acrylic. If they were gel, I wouldn't have took such precautions. I would have just used the really, really, really long tips that everybody uses to get that really crispy square nail. I could have used that for a gel set. But this set was an acrylic set, so I just wanted to try this technique out. So I did all of them. And these ones here that are frosty are the already filed ones. But I'm going to show you right here how I filed them. So I got my acrylic tip. This is a thumb. I wanted to show you on a big nail so you can see a little bit better. And I'm just doing exactly what you would think. I did not use the electric file at all. I just hand filed the whole entire thing. I'm making sure that I get those side walls. I'm sorry, not the side walls. I'm making sure that I get the sides of the nail because this is a square set, very crispy and sharpened up, but you don't want to forget to go underneath. You definitely, right there like I'm doing, you want to definitely go underneath and get that really crispy too. You want to get that free edge, very sharp, and then you want to get the whole body of the nail. I ran the file across the whole body of the nail until it was smooth to the touch and to the appearance, till I can see that it's all cloudy and frosty because the file is hitting the whole surface of the nail and I don't have any lumps or bumps. So yeah, just take your time and do it. This is an 80/80 grit file. It really made the process quick. So I would use a nice coarser grit file. I would use an 80/80 grit over a 100/100 or 100/180. I would just go ahead and use a coarser grit because acrylic, you know, you really want to get through that acrylic. So that was the whole set, completely done. This is the polish that I'm using. It is D&D Forest Green AK. Oh, Arkansas. Okay, Green Forest, Arkansas. And this is the airbrush I'm using. It's available on Amazon. Would recommend. It's the only one I've ever used, but it works good. I'm using the clear bowl instead of the pink bowl because I wanted to mix a lot of product. So I'm using some acetone and some white. Oh, let me tell y'all about the stencils. This girl is on Amazon. She has a shop. Her customer service is amazing. I bought these from her, found her in a Facebook group, then went to her Instagram and DM'd her. Her customer service is A1. She also has a shop. So I definitely would like for y'all to support her. If you can't make your own stencils, go holler at her. This is her Instagram page. her Instagram name. And yeah, like I said, her customer service was really nice, and she's a really sweet girl. All of these were like $1, $2, or $3 too, not even too expensive. So here I am using my nail stands. These are not the stands that I made the acrylic press-ons with, but they are the stands that I'm going to use to do the gel process, because we are going to do that airbrush gel design that everybody was going crazy for last year and really the year before, but people couldn't find stencils, and it was just a whole thing. So people started making them, and it was a whole thing. But I have done this design like one other time. I don't know why I don't get to do it a lot, but I'm excited to do it in this video. So I'm taking our Green Forest AK and I'm putting that all over the nail. Make sure you do it thin. The biggest hang up from gel polish is people being impatient. I know that that's my biggest problem. Patience is a virtue though. You have to do thin coats. I had to do 3 thin coats of this polish to get the opacity that I desire, because some formulas, they're just very sheer. And I really wanted this to be an opaque, beautiful, saturated green. So just do it patiently and do it thin. And so yeah, each layer I cure for 60 seconds each. So here I am after I've done the gel polish process, about to do the airbrush process. I'm using baby powder from iGel Beauty. And like I said, I'm mixing it with acetone in a big bowl because I knew I wanted quite a bit. I cannot tell you what consistency to look for. I cannot tell you. You don't want it too thin and you don't want it too thick. And you want to continue to do testing and see where you are with it and how it's coming out in between. You will know if it's too thin, it will not work out. You will know if it's too thick, it won't even come out. But it is a trial and error process. I just had to learn and work my way to the consistency that I needed. It's a middle ground that you have to find. So I'm setting up my stencils. I put them on all 5 of the nails before I even start the airbrush process. No rhyme or reason, just randomly and cute. If I had any bald spots or any spots that were just a little skimpy, I even went back and just filled them in later. You could do this in layers, because every single layer we're going to cure for 30 seconds before we move on to the next one, and you're going to see that in a minute. So now I'm taking a paper towel and I'm putting a cut in it. I got this from Natalie Carmona. In that slit is where you slide the press-on nail, so that the press-on nail is now covered by the paper towel and you're not getting white gel all over the place. Even though you can clean it with acetone if it doesn't cure, but still, I don't want to get it all over everywhere. You cannot see me because I'm not in frame, as I always am not. But I basically just turned on my turned on my airbrush and sprayed from a distance. That's the result that I got after curing for 30 seconds. And then I used a little tweezer to take them off. As I was taking them off of the first 5 I did, I started putting them on the other 5 to set up the fact that I had to do, the other hand, because I did all 10 nails airbrush. So that was just convenient. I took them off of one, put them on the other. But yeah, all I'm doing is spraying from a distance after putting the nail inside that slit on the paper towel, and just until I feel like the color was saturated enough, then I cured for 30 seconds. And I did every single nail like that. That's all I did. At the end, I did put the whole entire press-on stand in for another 60 seconds. You just want to make sure it's completely and totally 100% cured. Then I put in my top coat and I cured for another 2 minutes, just to make sure that all the polish seen the light and got cured. And this was a really pretty set. No bling, no frills, just the complete airbrush set. She really, really loved it and really enjoyed it. I think next time I do this, I would do polygel instead, because I feel like it's just easier to file. It's a little bit messier, but it's easier to file and it's not so heavy duty. So yeah, I would do polygel instead of acrylic. This is how I set up my press-ons to sell and, to display to my clients. I get a stock card and I cut them into rectangles, the size of the bag that I'm going to put them in. And then I put a double-sided piece of tape on the front. And then I stick as many as I can on the front. If these were gel press-ons, I would have been able to get all 10 on the front. But they were acrylic press-ons, so they were a little bit more bigger, a little bit chunkier. So I had to put 2 on the back. So I put a little piece of tape on the back, and that's where I put the pinkies. But yes, that's how I it's like a low budget way to present all of my press-ons, and they're not too expensive to do because you could buy a big pack of stock card, cut them up into the size that they need to be, and then the double-sided tape I personally get off Amazon, but I know for a fact you could get it at Walmart, Michaels, anywhere. Could probably buy it in bulk somewhere else, but it's an affordable way to package it. And there you go. It's really pretty. So yeah, I really enjoy doing this. I want to do more press on nails on this channel. I want to thank y'all so much for watching and supporting me in advance. Thank you so much for subscribing. Giveaway at 500 subbies, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.